Round the World Lit Audio. The Ramayana, retold from Valmiki. Episode 2. Ayodhya Kanda, The Exile. Channel Intro. Welcome to Around the World Lit Audio, the greatest novels ever written, from every corner of the world, in English. New chapter every week, free to listen. Chapter Recap. In Episode 1, Rama was born in Ayodhya as the seventh avatar of Vishnu, the most complete of men, whose goodness was his nature rather than his achievement. He went with the sage Vishwamitra into the forest, received divine weapons, defeated demons, and traveled to the kingdom of Mithila, where he lifted and broke the bow of Shiva and won the hand of Sita, the daughter of the earth. They married by the sacred fire, and returned to Ayodhya, to a city full of joy. Episode 2. Ayodhya Kanda, The Exile. Ayodhya Kanda, the Book of Ayodhya. Dasharatha was old. He had ruled Kosala for a very long time, had been a great king, a warrior, a man of dharma, and he felt in his bones the specific weight of age, that tells a person it is time to pass what they have built to someone who can carry it forward. He decided to crown Rama as the prince regent, the heir apparent, the king-in-waiting who would rule, when Dasharatha could no longer rule. The announcement was made. Ayodhya received it the way Ayodhya received everything connected to Rama, with joy, with celebration, with the specific quality of a city that loves its prince, and has been waiting, without quite knowing it, for exactly this. The preparations began. Rama was called to his father. Dasharatha looked at his eldest son, and felt what old fathers feel when they look at what they have made and find it good, the complicated joy of someone whose work is almost done, who can see the succession clearly, who can begin to let go. He said, "Tomorrow you will be crowned. Tonight, fast and pray and prepare yourself." Rama went to fast and pray. Then Manthara arrived. Manthara was a hunchbacked servant of Kaikeyi, loyal to the second queen with the specific loyalty of someone whose entire position in the world depends on one person's favor, and who therefore monitors that person's interest with the vigilance of self-preservation. She had seen the preparations for Rama's coronation. She had understood what they meant for Kaikeyi's position in the palace. If Rama was crowned, Kaushalya's son would be king, and Kaikeyi and her son Bharata would be subordinate. She went to Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi was happy. She loved Rama, loved him as a mother loves a son, with the specific warmth of someone who had no reservation about Rama's worthiness for the throne. She did not see the threat that Manthara saw. Manthara explained the threat. She explained it with the specific skill of someone who has found the one argument that will work, and is deploying it carefully. She said, "Your son Bharata should be king. You have the means to make this happen. Long ago, on a battlefield, you saved Dasharatha's life, and he granted you 2 boons, 2 wishes, to be used whenever you chose. You have never used them. Use them now. Ask for Bharata to be crowned and Rama to be exiled for 14 years. Kaikeyi listened. She was a good woman, genuinely good, genuinely loving toward Rama, genuinely devoted to Dasharatha, and she was also a mother. And Manthara was very persuasive. And the 2 boons were real, and a boon unused is a boon wasted, and Bharata was her son. She went to the room of sorrow. The room of sorrow was what it was called, the chamber where a queen went when she had a grievance, lying on the floor in disheveled clothes, refusing to be consoled, waiting for the king to come and ask what was wrong, and offer to fix it. It was a recognized procedure. Dasharatha, returning that evening in the happiness of a man, whose son was to be crowned tomorrow, found his favorite wife on the floor. He said, "What is wrong? Whatever it is I will fix it. I swear by all that is holy." Kaikeyi said, "I want my 2 boons." He said, "Yes." "Anything?" She said, "I want Bharata crowned king of Kosala, and I want Rama exiled to the Dandaka forest for 14 years, to live as an ascetic in the wilderness." The world stopped. Dasharatha looked at her. He said, "Kaikeyi, this is not what you want. You love Rama. You know Rama deserves the throne. Take back these words and ask for something else. Ask for anything else." She said, "I want my 2 boons. You have sworn." He wept. He begged. He said every word available to a man who sees the thing he loves most being destroyed and cannot stop it. He collapsed. He lay on the floor of the palace, and wept through the night with the specific anguish of a man who made a promise in joy and is now paying for it in grief. Rama was summoned. He came in the morning, into a room where his father lay weeping and could not speak. Kaikeyi told him what had been asked for and granted. She told him in the flat tone of a woman who has committed to something and is not going to waver. Rama listened. He said, "Is this true, Father? Have you granted these boons?" Dasharatha wept. He could not speak. Rama said, "Then I will go." He said it simply. No anger, no argument, no negotiation. He said, "My father has given his word, and his word is dharma. A son's dharma is to honor his father's word. I will go to the forest for 14 years. Bharata will be crowned. This is what is right. He went to Kaikeyi to tell her. Kaikeyi wept. She said, "Take me with you. I cannot remain here." He said, "Your dharma is to stay and honor your husband. Dharma does not change because the circumstances are hard." She let him go. He went to Sita. He did not want to take her. He said, "The forest is dangerous. There are demons and wild animals, and hardships I cannot protect you from entirely. Stay here. Wait for me. 14 years will pass." Sita said, "Where you go, I go." This is what marriage means. A wife's place is beside her husband in hardship as in prosperity. If you go to the forest, I go to the forest. This is not a question. He said, "It is not safe." She said, "I know. I am going." He went to Lakshmana. Lakshmana was already preparing. He did not wait to be asked. He said, "Do you think I would stay in Ayodhya while you are in the forest? I am your brother. Where you go, I go." This is not a question either. The three of them left Ayodhya. The city came out to watch them go. The people followed, unable to stop themselves, walking behind the chariot that was taking them to the forest, unwilling to let Rama leave their sight. He persuaded them to stop, to go back, to tend to their families and their king. They stopped. They watched. They did not turn back until the chariot had disappeared. Dasharatha watched from the palace. He could not watch for long. He died in the night, died of the specific grief of a man who has been separated from the thing he loves most, and cannot survive the separation. He had told Kaikeyi once, long before any of this, that she was dearer to him than life itself. He had not anticipated that this meant he could not live without Rama either. He died calling Rama's name. The forest. Rama and Sita and Lakshmana crossed the river Ganga in a boat steered by the boatman Guha, who wept as he took them across, and refused payment. They crossed into the Dandaka forest, and were received by the sage Bharata, who gave them shelter and guidance. They traveled deeper. They came to the river Yamuna, crossed it, and climbed the hill of Chitrakuta, a beautiful place, high and peaceful, with forests and streams and the particular quality of silence that very beautiful places in India have, a silence that is not absence, but presence, the presence of something that does not require human activity to be complete. They built a hut. Rama and Sita and Lakshmana built a hut on Chitrakuta and lived in it as ascetics, eating forest food, wearing bark cloth, sleeping on grass mats, living the life that Dasharatha's promise required. And they were, in a way that would have surprised people who knew them only in the palace, content. Not happy in the way of comfort and abundance. Content in the deeper way, the way of people who are doing what they are supposed to do, who are in the right place according to the right order of things, who have accepted what has come and are living in it fully. Rama spent the 14 years of exile this way. That is the summary. The detail is longer and more complex. The 14 years contained the abduction of Sita, the war against Ravana, the death of Ravana, the return to Ayodhya, all of which are the substance of what follows. But the essential fact is this: Rama went into exile because his father gave his word, and he honored his father's word. And he did it without bitterness, without resentment, without the specific diminishment of character that exile and injustice usually produce. He was the same person in the forest that he had been in the palace. This was the extraordinary thing. Bharata came to find him. Bharata had not known what his mother was planning. He had been away when the boons were requested, and when Dasharatha died and when Rama left. He returned to Ayodhya to find his father dead, his brother exiled, and his mother the cause of both. He went to his mother. He said things to her that a son should not say to his mother. He was not wrong to say them. Then he took a small army and went into the forest to find Rama. He found him at Chitrakuta. He said, "Come back. The throne is yours. It has always been yours. I will not sit on it. I would rather cut off my own hands than take what belongs to my brother." Rama said, "Our father gave his word. 14 years in the forest is what Dharma requires. When 14 years have passed I will come back, not before." Bharata said, "Then give me your sandals." Rama removed his sandals. Bharata took them and placed them on the throne of Ayodhya and ruled not as king but as regent, ruling in Rama's name, on behalf of Rama's sandals, for 14 years, refusing to sit on the throne himself, living outside the city in a small hut of his own, waiting. This is the Ayodhya Kanda. A king who keeps his word at the cost of his son, a son who honors his father's word at the cost of his throne, a brother who places sandals on a throne, and waits 14 years rather than take what belongs to someone else. These are the relationships the Ramayana is built on, and the relationships are the argument, not stated as philosophy but enacted as story. This is what Dharma looks like, when it is lived rather than described. Episode Transition. You have reached the end of episode 2 of the Ramayana. Retold from Valmiki. Rama is in the forest. Dasharatha is dead. Bharata rules with his brother Sandals on the throne. And in episode 3, the forest itself becomes dangerous. Surpanaka arrives. The golden deer appears, and Sita is taken. The war has not yet begun, but it is about to. Episode 3 is available next week. Subscribe to Around the World Lit Audio so you never miss a chapter. A new episode arrives every week.